Right. Well, welcome all you women who are on so far. So glad you're able to join for this class. I love teaching about essential oils. I love teaching about natural wellness. My name's Stacey Paulson. I think most of you I've invited. Some other people were coming. I had a couple of friends that were inviting friends. So they hop on. Awesome. If not, I think you guys can have a lucky day. We are giving away 8 kits. So there's only five of you on. 5 of you on. So far, unless others join, so you're like, don't join. um, but I have been with doTERRA for almost 14 years. I'm going to share a little bit more of my story as we go on, but here's just a few things about this workshop. If you're able to take notes, I would take notes. Like I go pretty quickly, and generally you'll have questions and I will make sure that I answer them. You can put them in the chat. I might not see them until after, but I just want to make sure you have all your questions answered. You matter, your growth matters. And so I hope that you'll participate, ask questions, answer questions. It'll probably be about 45 minutes, and then we'll open it up for questions and do the giveaway. And then those who win, so if it's all 5 of you, hope you're able to stay on so that we can get that taken care of and ordered and get you all squared away. Okay, so let's get started. For most of you, I think, I'm trying to look here, except for Beverly. I think most of you had filled out kind of a form. I know some of the things that you've been dealing with, you maybe want less of in your home. We'll be covering some of the things that we'll be covering. And if there's something else that is not a part of that, you can see the different numbers there and different ideas of what a lot of people will come to these classes for. But we'll be for sure covering pain and inflammation, weight, aging, mood, sleep, stress. Are there any others that you want to make sure that I cover? Like I said, I think Beverly, you're the only one that I didn't have any. I have no idea. ADHD, okay. Can definitely cover that. And if anything comes up as we're going along, feel free to, make a note, ask about it, put it in the chat. And you might be thinking, as we go about this workshop, about people that this would bless through learning about it. When I went to my first class, I'm grateful for Elise Coyle. I don't know if you know her, Amy, but it literally changed my life, because from that class, I learned actionable things that I could do that have helped me get rid of my migraines, chronic sinus infections, get to a healthy weight and stay there. And in those years, we've only gone to the doctor once for sick care. So it's been super powerful for me and also my family. So if you think of people, write them down. You just never know how it might impact somebody that you share with. Okay. So in this workshop, we'll be showing you the natural approach that millions of people are taking with their healthcare. But first, the modern approach. It is an expensive approach. So it says on there $6.5 trillion spent each year on global healthcare. And I looked that up, and as of December a year ago, it was $9 trillion are spent each year on global healthcare. But think about, are we any healthier? We're not getting healthier, or in fact, all major diseases are on the rise. And it's really because we're not getting to the root cause of what's going on. So the modern approach oftentimes will mask the problem, like putting a Band-Aid on a symptom. I have pain, so here's a painkiller. But we don't necessarily get to the root cause, what's causing the pain or what's causing the problem, right? So the natural approach is where we're trying to get to the root cause of the problem while we're also treating the symptoms. So you're not miserable, but we're also treating symptoms with things that aren't going to cause side effects, negative side effects, or addictions. But we're also doing, in conjunction with that, things that are getting to the root cause so that we can reduce, eliminate the root cause. So that will often eliminate the symptom or minimize the symptoms. So let me show you how we do this in doTERRA. So this is the wellness pyramid. It was created around foundational health principles that build on top of each other. And that top piece there, the proactive medical care, that's what you do when you go to a doctor or a healthcare professional. This is usually what we think of when we say healthcare. And that's the $9 trillion that we spend. However, if you look at these 5 other rungs of that pyramid, there are so many more health things that we can do for our healthcare than just getting sick and going to the doctor. It starts with smart lifestyle choices, and doTERRA has products that can help support in making key lifestyle changes that can influence all aspects of your life and your quality of health. So I often think about it as like building a house. You want to make sure that you have a really solid foundation. Like the foundation is the most important thing, because as things come up for a house, like who knows what's going to happen, the windstorms, maybe earthquakes, whatever, that if your foundation isn't solid, that over time you're going to have like crumbling. You're going to have different things come up that will end up a bigger problem and even more expensive. And that's how it is with our health. If we don't have the foundational pieces in place, then when things come up, we're going to have some major issues. And so we're really going to focus on this nutrition and digestion piece of this puzzle. And then we will go into essential oils that will help with targeted support. And like I said, if you have any questions as we go along, please go ahead and post those. Yeah, even after insurance coverage, we still owe close to $1 million for your son's surgeries. That is crazy, right? Like healthcare in that realm is really expensive. So if the goal is being more healthy using safe, affordable, and effective solutions, we have to talk about what creates disease in the body. So there's 3 main things that cause disease. That's nutrient deficiencies, inflammation, and toxic overload. So we have to address these from a foundational point. And oftentimes when we do, the other things that we're dealing with will go away. Often like the pain, the mental health issues, the emotional challenges, hormone imbalances, weight challenges, metabolic issues, those things start going away when we start addressing these things. So the first one is nutritional deficiency. So nearly everyone on this Zoom statistically has nutritional deficiencies. And the symptoms you listed, that people have shared, pain, sleep, stress, emotions, sickness, weight, these all can be caused by or made worse by having a nutrient deficiency. And why is this? Our cells are made up of the nutrients that we either consume, that we absorb, as well as what our bodies will create. So if we don't have the nutrients, then we start seeing health issues. This could be immune challenges, inflammation, emotional, mental health problems, sleep disruptions, hormone imbalances, weight gain, and more. So poor nutrition is actually the #1 cause of poor health. Now, I'm sure some of you might be thinking, well, I eat really well. I'm sure I get all the nutrients that I need. Even when you're really food conscious and eating organically, it is extremely difficult to consume enough good food on a daily basis to get the required vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and antioxidants that our bodies actually need. And I don't know if you knew this, but the vitamin and mineral content of food over the past 75 years has been declining over time, that it's actually 20 to 30% less nutrient dense. That means you would have to consume 20 to 30% more to get the same amount of nutrients that our ancestors were getting. So I think that's pretty crazy. And with our obesity epidemic, like people aren't necessarily needing to eat more food or more calories, right? So the second contributor to disease is inflammation. And so inflammation is often caused by sugar and processed foods that we consume. If you check your label, there's sugar in almost every single processed food. It can be because of irritants in our environment, toxic chemicals that we're exposed to, and even excess stress and lack of sleep will cause inflammation. And you can just see some of the things that people deal with when they have inflammation. And then the third one is toxic load. So this refers to all of the chemicals that our body has been exposed to and loaded with from the time we're in the womb of our mother through birth, and then our whole entire life through the environment, processed food, pesticides on our foods, and from products that we use every single day that might have toxins in them. And the Product Safety Commission tested and found 150 cleaning chemicals that are linked to ADD, ADHD, asthma, cancer, reproductive problems, respiratory issues, and a lot of other things. And I don't know if you knew this, but once you've sprayed or inhaled a chemical cleaner, it only takes 26 seconds to absorb that into your bloodstream, and it goes to every single cell in your body. So it's important that we begin like daily habits, like proper supplementation that help to support cleansing and filtering out those toxins that we're exposed to. And just kind of a side note, since we all have women on here, that all of us are women on here, that I don't know if you knew this, but women who work in their home, whether that's you're a stay-at-home mom or you're working from home, that you have a 54% higher risk of developing cancer than a woman who works outside of the home. I find that crazy. So that's from a 15-year study from the National Cancer Association. So think about all those stay-at-home moms, work from home moms. We know them, or we might be them. That's me. Yeah. So those are the three major things that we need to be thinking about when we're talking about foundational health. And so some of the solutions for nutrient deficiencies, inflammation, and being able to flush out toxins is actually supplementation. How many of you take a supplement? You can put a 1 in the comments if you take some type of supplement. It could be a multivitamin, certain like vitamins or minerals that you're taking. Just go ahead and put in the chat a number 1 if you're taking something. Okay, so it looks like some of you are taking some things. And the objective is to give your body what it needs so that it can function at its best, right? However, it's not that simple. In a 9-year study by the FDA, they found contaminants were found in 776 dietary supplements that were produced by 146 of the top companies. Also, a study of the 3 leading memory supplements found that 2 of them didn't even have the active ingredient that was listed on the bottle. So the supplement industry isn't heavily regulated. Supplements have been found to contain lots of fillers, synthetic ingredients, contaminants, and not much of the actual ingredient in them. And as you can see from the study, it can be hard to know if what we're buying we're actually benefiting from. That was kind of always my concern. I remember back when I was like having babies and taking my prenatal vitamins from Costco, and I'm like, I know I'm supposed to take something, but I don't know if it's doing anything. I don't know if it's helping in any way. And so often people will feel that. So since 96% of us are deficient in 1 or more essential nutrients, we're going to take kind of a first look at kind of the first solution. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but doTERRA's number 1 selling product is actually a supplement. It's called Lifelong Vitality, which addresses nutrient deficiencies, inflammation, and also toxic load. And there are 3 supplements in 1 pack. And so one of them is a food nutrient with all the vitamins and minerals. You have then an omega complex with anti-inflammatory essential oils in it, and then also a cellular repair product in there. And so the Lifelong Vitality supplements are your micronutrients. They're gentle on your stomach. They're made with whole food ingredients. They're not synthetic. And our bodies actually absorb 95% of what's in the bottle versus 20 to 30%, which is the average for most supplements. And I was told that before, like, usually you just pee out a lot of what you're taking. Like, oh, I'm buying it and peeing out. But so that's what I thought was pretty amazing about this, was that you're actually absorbing, you're getting more of what you pay for. So what does it do for your body? It reduces pain and inflammation from the root cause, right? Not just masking the pain. It helps to get to that root cause. It improves overall mood and mental health. It helps create hormone balance, and it boosts your energy levels. It also strengthens your immune system. It helps with your hair, skin, nails, brain function, cardiovascular health, and disease prevention. And it's actually gotten more people off their over-the-counter and prescription medication than any other product. doTERRA also feels so strongly about this that they give a full 100% money-back guarantee on it. You can return the bottles completely empty if you don't feel differently. And I'll just put up on here, I don't know if you're able to see those, especially if you're on your phone, you might not be able to read them, but this is kind of where I started 14-ish years ago, that I was dealing with a lot of health issues. So chronic migraines, chronic sinus infections. I had been on antibiotics for almost a year and a half, just on and off, on and off. And I was dealing with a lot of low mood, low energy, joint pain. I was having miscarriages. And I was going to the doctor, they were prescribing things. I even had some surgeries, just different things. And I just felt like I was not moving forward. I wasn't getting better. This wasn't getting resolved. And it was funny because we were in Duchesne, Utah. We were flying kites on a hayfield with Elise Coyle and her family. And I started having allergies, and I didn't have any medication with me. And so she said, well, I have this essential oil. I'm like, okay, I don't even know what essential oils are. I hadn't even heard of them before. And so she just put a couple of drops on my finger and I rubbed it across the bridge of my nose. And within minutes, my allergies were gone. And I was like, wow, what was that? Like, that was pretty crazy. And I just remember going home and researching essential oils and then kind of my health challenges and some of the things that were coming up. And then she invited me to a workshop that Dr. Hill, he's one of the owners of doTERRA, was doing. And he specifically talked about lifelong vitality. He was talking about inflammation and hormone balance and toxins and all these things that I'm sharing with you today. And he said, hey, there's this money back guarantee. And honestly, it was because there was this money back guarantee that I was willing to try him, because I had for over a year and a half had been trying a lot of things. Like, I spent so much money and so much time. So I was like, okay, well, if it doesn't work, I can return it. No big deal. And I started using that. And probably within 30 to 45 days, my migraines were gone. I had challenges with them for almost 10 years. My migraines were gone. My chronic sinus infections were gone. I had been using oils to treat the symptom, but eventually they were gone. We ended up having 2 more babies. Like, the joint pain went away. It was crazy that once I gave my body what it needed, it started doing what it knew how to do. So it was deficient in a lot of things. I had inflammation and had, toxins that I needed to get out of my body. And I just saw the huge payoff from that. Right. And so I don't want to just, share my experience, but here's a 60-day trial that doTERRA did specifically on the lifelong vitality supplements. And what they did is they had people take the supplements for 2 months and just continue with their normal diet and exercise. Don't change anything, right? And then you can see the results from this statistically significant improvement with their blood lipids, fasting insulin, cardiovascular markers, triglycerides, inflammation markers. And I really love this overall improvement with mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, and happiness. Who doesn't want that? So the lifelong vitality supplements are something I always recommend to people. I just like to help you understand like foundational health principles. And they're about $28 a bottle when you enroll with their loyalty program and you earn points with every purchase. It works out to be about $22 a bottle, which is amazing, phenomenal. And I just consider this now part of our food budget because it's nutrients, right, that we need. I see a couple of comments. I'm just going to read them. It sounds like me. I have Excedrin and ibuprofen in every room. That was me. I would have to take Coke or Diet Coke and my Excedrin. And if I caught it early, then I'd get rid of it. And if not, it would go on to a full-on attack, right? And you just be miserable for a long time. Are these geared for just women or can men take? Oh, yeah. My whole family takes them. My husband, who does CrossFit, absolutely swears by them, has so much energy and just looks and feels great. I have a college athlete who swears by them. Yeah. So men, women, children, for sure. Okay. So we're going to move into just a little bit of a different topic, and then we'll get into the essential oils. So diabetes in the United States. I want you to take a guess at the answer to this question. What is the percentage increase in diabetes cases in America since 1960? Just put in a number between 1 and 100. So what percent has it gone up? Oh, I should say 1 in whatever you want to put. I just totally agree with that. Okay, 75, 75, 99. Well, it's actually 700. So I totally messed you up. You couldn't even put in an answer. 700%. Isn't that just crazy with all of the sugar and processed food? We definitely have a problem. And only 6.8% of the US adult population has optimal cardiometabolic health. That means 93% of us have poor metabolic health, also referred to as cardiometabolic health. And what that means is that we either carry too much weight, have high blood glucose levels, high blood lipid levels, blood sugar that's out of the normal range, or we have history of cardiovascular events. So poor metabolic health negatively impacts our overall health. And everybody that you love is or will be impacted by this. You, your grandparents, your parents, your spouse, your kids, grandkids, and possibly even your best friend. Nobody is immune from this. So doTERRA's their number 1 product is Lifelong Vitality. The number 3 product it's called MetaPower. And this is a system that they created. And there's actually there's a lot of products on there, but there's actually just three different products. We're just going to talk about one of them. But this helps to address cellular damage that leads to aging, blood sugar regulation problems, and supports the inhibition of fat absorption into cells. So there was just an 8-week placebo-controlled double-blind clinical trial, say that 10 times, that showed that MetaPower activates our longevity genes. It actually helps us to live longer, healthier, reduces the depth of wrinkles by 10.3%, reduces our blood lipids by 11.5%, and reduces inflammatory markers by 22.3%. And so just one of the products I'll just mention here is called MetaPower Advantage. It's one of the products in this system, and it includes collagen. And I don't know if you knew this, but collagen is the most abundant protein in the body. But after the age of 25, our bodies start producing less and less collagen, that by the age of 50, we're only producing about half as much. And collagen is a protein that's responsible for healthy joints and skin elasticity and stretchiness. It's also in your bones, your muscles, your blood, and it comprises 3/4 of your skin and 1/3 of all the protein in your body. So as we age, our existing collagen actually breaks down and it gets harder and harder for our body to produce more. So with MetaPower Advantage, you're getting the collagen that you need, and your body actually absorbs 12 times more than other collagen supplements. And it comes in just a little packet of freeze-dried collagen and other nutrients in there, and you just mix it with water and you just drink that once a day. But I just want to show you a couple of people's results from this. So if this is something that you're kind of looking at, we're seeing the effects of aging reversed with MetaPower. So those who use this product line have reported improvements in eyesight, energy, weight, pain and inflammation, neuropathy, sleep, skin, hair growth, mood, mobility, and strength, because it helps to actually build muscle. And so in the image on the left, you can see the decrease in wrinkles around her mouth and the sagging neck. And then in the image on the right, her hair turned from predominantly gray to having more black in her hair within just 8 months using Lifelong Vitality and MetaPower. And so these are just showing kind of the signs of reverse aging. But then these pictures, you can see the lady in the middle was using Lifelong Vitality and MetaPower for 110 days and has seen like tremendous results. You can look specifically at her eyes, her skin, her hair, and then her overall glow besides weight loss. And then in the picture on the upper left, she rubbed MetaPower oil. That's another product that's in there, just on her legs for 2 weeks. And you can see the reduction, the shrinkage there. And then I love this one, the gentleman there on the bottom left. You can see improvements in his skin, elasticity, dark hair growing, and his blood work was amazing. So his results showed a 40-point decrease in cholesterol, 5-point decrease in HDL, 25-point decrease in LDL, and a 57-point decrease in triglycerides. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So metabolic health is not just about weight. It affects our energy, our sleep, our mood, our mental clarity, stress, and inflammation, and a lot of other things. So we have just covered kind of like a couple aspects of foundational health principles. We covered a little bit with Lifelong Vitality and MetaPower as support tools to help get to the root cause of some of these challenges. And as you support your body, giving your body what it needs, what it might not be making as much of now as we start aging, maybe we're not consuming enough of certain things, maybe it's helping to detox from chemicals, that other aspects of our health improve. So we might start sleeping better. We might be able to manage stress better. We start reducing toxins in our body. We're able to reduce pain. So we're able to move more, right? And maybe we feel like exercising. Maybe we have more energy. So foundational health impacts all different things. And so that's why I really like to start there, so that people then will see essential oils as another tool to support different areas of our health as things come up. And before we jump into doTERRA essential oils, I do want to show you that there is a difference between doTERRA and most essential oils. So this was a study that was done. And maybe let me ask first, how many of you are familiar with essential oils? Put a 2 in the comments if like either you've used them or you're familiar with them. Let's see if Tuish K. Anyone else? Well, does Walmart or Walgreens essential oils count? Well, it's familiar with, right? That was my question. So you had some experience there. The rest of you, if you're able to share, Michelle and Anne, a Tuish to Beverly. So I diffuse and use a few, always learning from you and Elise. Awesome. No. Okay. So kind of on the newer part, that's awesome. I mean, in classes, we have people who've been using them for years and others like super brand new or barely heard of them. So I just want to share this with you because the information that I'm going to share with you will be specific for doTERRA oils. So this was a study that was done by Roseman University. And so scientists had purchased the top brand essential oils and they were doing some testing on them. And in this independent study, they found that doTERRA oils were found to be therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation, metabolic health, and healthy inflammatory response. And essential oils from different competitors had minimal effects. And one of the reasons why is doTERRA oils are different. And the reason why they're different is that they are pure. There's no fillers, there's no synthetic ingredients, and no dilution. So most of the essential oils on the market, 80 to 90% of them have synthetic markers, meaning that they are probably made in a laboratory, or it's a mixture of some pure oil and they've added or changed some things within that. And so doTERRA only sources plants that are grown in their ideal environment. This makes all the difference in their chemical profile because essential oils essentially are just plant compounds. It's the aromatic compounds that certain plants have, and these compounds actually help protect the plant, help them to heal, help them to rejuvenate. And so we can take those plants, those aromatic compounds, and we can actually use them ourselves. And this is what science is starting to show and support what they're good for and how to use them. So we do over 54 tests on each batch of oil from the farm until you use them as consumer. So you're guaranteed what's in the bottle. doTERRA oils can be used topically, aromatically, and internally. So topically would be like putting it on. Aromatically would be breathing it in, putting it in the diffuser, just breathing it right from the bottle. And then internally is where you're actually putting it in your body. So people turn to doTERRA because they want safe, affordable, and effective solutions for their family's health. So let's look exactly what this means. First was safe. So people come to doTERRA, they're looking for something that's safe, that doesn't have the dangerous side effects or the risk of addictions that often come with traditional healthcare. And like I said, independent labs tested and showed that 80 to 90% of most oils on the market are not pure. They have contaminants and synthetic markers. And to ensure that each bottle of doTERRA oil is pure and free from contaminants or fillers, doTERRA created what's called CPTG, or Certified Pure Tested Grade Protocol. And this process includes a rigorous examination of every single batch of oil. So when we say you can ingest our oils, you will feel confident that they can be safely consumed due to that rigorous testing. We know exactly what's in the bottle. If it can be ingested, it will also have the supplement fact label. You can see that that's what it will look like, and it will tell you can use it internally. And I would use caution in ingesting any other brand. I just wouldn't do it. And usually we'll say on the bottle, not for internal use. And the second part of this safe is examining the risk that comes when we're using not a pure oil. So these are two sisters, and they were spending the night at their grandma's house, and they were used to putting doTERRA lavender on their chest before they'd go to bed to help them to relax, to fall asleep. And their grandma was out of doTERRA lavender, so she went to her cabinet and she found another oil, and it said pure essential oil that she had bought from a health food store. And she figured it was the same as lavender, right? And it says it's pure. And so she put it on their chest. And the girls ended up with chemical burns and have scars almost a year later from this. And I'm not saying that this will be the reaction with other essential oils, like this will always happen. However, it's important to understand there is a risk when you are using essential oils that aren't pure. So with doTERRA oils, this never happens. You'll see on the label, you can be assured that you're getting the ideal chemistry and the highest health benefits. So doTERRA's oils are safe from newborns all the way up to great grandma. And you really need to understand that brand matters. And so we're going to talk about effective and affordable, and then we're going to jump into specific oils that do different things and the ones that come in the kit. So our body is made up of cells. So each cell is surrounded by an oily membrane that will keep the good in and the bad out. And when you have a bacterial infection, you can see that green blob there that represents bacteria. And you can get an antibiotic to help you because bacteria grow on the outside of the cell. However, there are side effects that come from antibiotics. They often will mess with your digestion and absorption of nutrients, causing kind of long-term health issues. Does this mean that we never use antibiotics? No. Does it mean that we should know our options? Absolutely, I believe. So a virus lives actually on the inside of a cell. You can see that purple guy right there. And it will start multiplying. And antibiotics can't get to the inside of the cell. There's nothing a doctor will give you for a virus. A doctor will tell you to go home, rest, get some sleep, drink a lot of water. But the good news is not only do essential oils take care of the bacteria on the outside of the cell, but they can also penetrate the cell membrane and help stop the duplication of a virus inside the cell and support your immune system to heal faster. And did you know that research shows that essential oils, when they're diffused, can kill most airborne pathogens, microorganisms? So a French study colonized 210 different microbes. Within 30 minutes of diffusing a mixture of essential oils into the air, only 4 of those colonies remained alive. Now we're going to move quickly to affordable. So I just want to give you, because sometimes people think, oh, doTERRA is expensive or essential oils are expensive. So I just want to give you kind of a comparison and help you to see like the actual cost of them. And who doesn't want affordable healthcare options? I mean, it was just put in there how expensive it can be, right? So this is another reason why people are coming to doTERRA. Oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. And did you know that you would have to drink 26 cups of peppermint tea to equal the potency of just 1 drop of doTERRA peppermint essential oil? And peppermint is amazing for digestion, but it would take a lot of herbs to get the same experience. So this means a little goes a long way. And just looking at kind of the math in each bottle. So a 15 milliliter bottle, let's see if I have one here. I don't have one here. I have oh yeah, I do. So that size of bottle has 250 drops. And one dose is usually either 1 to 2 drops. So essentially you have 125 to, what's half of that? 125 to 250 doses just in that bottle, which is pretty crazy. But then let me show you like the affordable healthcare option with doTERRA. So if you had a child with an ear infection, typically people will take them to the doctor. That's what I used to do before essential oils. And I would go and I'd get a prescription for an antibiotic. And with essential oils in our home, you can actually first, and this is what I do, is I will take a couple of drops of lavender and a couple of drops of tea tree, and I will just rub it around the ear. And in most cases, doing this 2 to 3 times will completely clear up the infection, and it costs very little time and around $1. And so even if you have a 0 copay with insurance, using essential oils is less than you would spend on gas that you would put into your car to go to the doctor, right? So not to mention if you have to take off time work treating the side effects of antibiotics and the exposure that you get when you go to a doctor's office, right? And just a quick note, they just recently did a test on Costco peppermint oil that said that it was 100% pure on it. I want you to guess how much of the actual bottle tested to be peppermint oil. Go ahead and put in the chat between 1 and 100 this time for sure. How much of that bottle was actual peppermint? So you have 2%, not very much. 5, 10. Amy, you got it. It was 10% because there's a legal requirement. There has to be at least 10% in the bottle, and it could be synthetic. It doesn't even have to be pure. I mean, like from a plant, right? So doTERRA oil, you're going to get 100% of the oil, making it much cheaper comparatively because you're actually getting all of it, right? Okay. So you might be asking yourself, where do I start? How do I use which oil how do I know which oil to use? How much do I use when I use it? Where do I put it? How often? All that, those questions. And I'm going to share with you some of our top oils that no home or purse should be without. In fact, I always go, I don't leave the house without oil. So I have this little keychain that has like bottles of oil in there, and like never fails. If I go out without them, then I'm going to need them, but I'm always prepared. It doesn't matter what comes up or if I'm traveling. And so I'm going to go through some targeted solutions that you can just have right at your fingertip. And again, a word of caution, please don't take what I'm sharing about these specific oils as the same for supermarket or Amazon oils and apply this information to those oils, because it's really comparing apples to oranges. It's just not the same. Okay, so the Aroma Touch Kit is the one that we're giving away. And so these are the oils. This is the same oils, just in different pictures. And if you're able to kind of see in there some of the things that they do, I'm going to cover, there's 8 different oils that are in there, and just highlight some of the things that they do. And know why we say there's many things that one essential oil can do is because there's hundreds of compounds within that oil that naturally come from the plant. So lavender, every first aid kit needs lavender in it. So as the Swiss Army knife of essential oils, you will find solutions for bug bites and bee stings, soothing and healing burns, whether that's like hot burns, from the stove, or sunburns. Falling asleep is another reason why you'll use this. And it's gentle enough for babies, toddlers, our great grandparents, right? And if you have any allergy sufferers in your home, this is a must-have. It's got natural antihistamines in there. And then the second one here, Balance, is a blend of oils that doTERRA has put together specifically to be very grounding, to help you to feel grounded, emotionally strong, need help with grief or sadness, want to let go of heaviness and overwhelm. This is your oil. And you'd want to know about ADHD. This is often one that kids will use for ADHD. It's very grounding. Tea tree is another of the top oils, and you'll turn to tea tree for all things fungal or any kind of infection. You can use it for acne, for razor burn, for cold sores, for cuts, or just some of the top things for that one. And then On Guard is our #1 essential oil that people purchase during COVID. Holy mackerel, like sales were out. I mean, just topping like nothing we've seen, because this is helpful when you have been exposed to viruses or bacteria. In fact, clinical studies have shown even just the vapors or diffusing it stops the growth of the H1N1 virus. So your traditional flu virus, right? Another great one to have in a little keychain to go wherever you're going. Wild Orange is right here. And this one you will use if you deal with depression or irritability, lack of energy, concentration, heartburn, obesity, high cholesterol, digestive upset due to anxiety. This is actually one of my favorite oils because I just feel like it's sunshine in a bottle. It just makes me feel happy when I breathe it. Deep Blue, so this one here, is not only does it relieve pain and tension, this oil is great for muscle support, joint and bone healing. So if you have things that happen, breaks, problems, even from the past, this oil can be really helpful. Deep Blue also helps to alleviate back pain. And when you have a nasty bruise that's forming, you just grab that Deep Blue and it will stop it in its tracks. And then this one right here is called Aroma Touch. And this is great for muscle tension, aches, cramps. It's great for headaches, neck and back pain, arthritis, neuropathy, restless legs, ligament, tendon issues. If you have like problems with your lymphatic system, drainage, it's great for high blood pressure and poor circulation. And then the last one in the kit is called Peppermint. Most people have experienced this somewhere, even if it's just like in gum, right? You'll find yourself reaching for peppermint several times a day. It helps to boost focus and energy. It opens up your sinuses. You can catch your headache. If you catch your headache early with peppermint, it's gone in minutes. It's also great for nausea and indigestion, gastritis, for mental and chronic fatigue. It's great for fevers or hot flashes. It will just cool you right down. Great for those headaches, migraines, sunburns. Again, it will cool you down. Congestion, asthma, sinusitis, brain fog, memory issues. Like it keeps going on. Varicose veins, nerve damage, menstrual cramps, cravings and appetite. And then if you have some bad breath, or if you've lost your sense of smell, it's been shown to be helpful with that. Do you have any questions about those oils? I mean, it's a lot. I just wanted to highlight, there's a lot that you can do with these. Let's see. And then in conjunction with this, because doTERRA is having a promotion, so the kit gets purchased, and if it's over 200 PV, which is the point value of it, there's other products that they're adding. So you will also be receiving, it's called Citrus Bliss, which is great if you have low energy, exhaustion, stress, anxiety, depression. It's great immune boost. It's great air refreshener. Also, it's great for laundry, for eliminating odors and kills germs. Amy, you asked, peppermint, do you just rub it on varicose veins? Yes. And I would dilute it. So in the kit, it actually comes with fractionated coconut oil as well. And so I would dilute it down, just like a drop of the peppermint and a little bit of coconut oil. Or if you have some very like clean lotion, right, it's not full of toxins, you can just spread it that way. Works really, really well. Does the kit come with a diffuser? So it doesn't generally, but because of the promotion that they're doing this month, you will also receive a free diffuser because it's over 200 PV. So you get the free diffuser. You also get 3 different adaptive products. And I'll tell you with the diffuser, you'll put a lot of these oils you'll want to put in your diffuser. They're great for freshening the air, to purify, kill pathogens in the air. And we're going into like winter months, at least here, right? And so I'm just hearing about a lot of people getting sick. It's one of the fastest ways to improve your mood. It helps with respiratory issues like stuffy noses, runny noses, asthma, allergies. It can help you relax and fall asleep at night. So you might have that diffuser on your nightstand. You might have it up in the open areas. I mean, for me with kids, it's great for focus. So there's lots of reasons you might use that diffuser, and you'll have a lot of oils to use with that. You will also receive a 5 milliliter bottle, so a smaller bottle of frankincense. And this is sometimes called the king of oils. And as a beginner, it is helpful to remember, when in doubt, use frankincense. Like if you're not sure what to use, frankincense is your thing. And you'll want to reach for this oil for headaches, swelling, relaxation. And you can even layer on top of, like you might put, for instance, peppermint on varicose veins, but by putting frankincense a little on top, it like magnifies it. It works even better. And then the last thing that you receive free is 3 different adaptive products. You'll get a 15 milliliter bottle of adaptive. You'll get a 10 milliliter roller bottle of adaptive, and then you'll get some bath oil that is awesome. Now, why would you want adaptive? This has become one of my favorite like emotional oils. It's great for if you're feeling like you're having poor coping capacity or anxiety. It's great for PMS or menopause related moodiness or depression. It's great for addictive behaviors. If you have a lack of motivation or mental fatigue, if you have a lack of concentration. So again, this is another great oil for ADHD. It's great for upset, or if you have a colicky baby, grandbaby, growing pains. It also helps with the loss of smell, and also is a great brain support. And if you deal with elevated cortisol levels, kind of elevated stress, right? So all of that you'll be getting for free. It just happens to be there's an amazing promotion going on with that. And then here's what you need to know is you don't actually need to know everything about oils because there are books and apps. I'll tell you how you can get a free book or a free app. But even if you just buy one, like the app is $5, and I literally will just go on here and I will search something. So maybe I'm wondering about back pain, and I will look it up, and it will tell me which oil to use. And it will usually give a list of different ones you can try, and you just pick the one that you have. And that's why having a stash of oils is great, because something comes up, you just look it up. What do I do? And it will tell you the oil, and it will even tell you how to use it. If you should diffuse it, if you should put it on, if you should dilute it, if you should drink it. Like it will tell you exactly what to do. So you don't have to memorize anything, but you will want to have a resource guide to help you so that you don't have to memorize anything. And I'll share how you can get a free one of those in just a second. Let's see. We're close to doing the raffle here. So we're going to be wrapping up and answering any other questions that you might have before we do the kit giveaway. But first off, I just want to tell you, like, I never imagined myself doing something like this because I don't like selling stuff, but I really don't feel like I sell stuff. I love that I get to teach and educate people and really make a difference in people's lives. I love that I get to work when it's convenient for me and my family instead of, when I had a full-time job. And I'm grateful because I get to work with my friends and family and created so many friends and family as I've been doing this. And I'm also grateful for the income that is created because it's allowed us to become debt-free, pay for a lot of kids' sports. We have 6 kids and they all play sports, and to pay for cash for college education and be able to go on some really incredible travel together. And we have the most amazing, supportive, successful team with over 150,000 customers worldwide. And I've really never experienced anything like it. I just wanted to share that with you. I just love what I do and that I get to help people. And also want you to know that you will also have access to our awesome customer Facebook group. In this group, you can get tons of information about different products. If you have, questions about how to use things, or if something random comes up, you can see like who's had success using oils for certain things. And it just becomes a great resource for you to take advantage of. We have lots of educational opportunities in there. We do fun giveaways and different things, challenges. We have like some detox programs and just things that we do. And we made it super easy for you to hop on into that group. You're welcome to scan that QR code, or I'll post the link in here, and just know you'll also get access to this later. But just know if you want to join that, there's 3 questions that you have to answer. We don't let anyone in. So we want to make sure that everybody answers the questions so we don't get spammers in there. But we have over 1,000 people in the group, and it's just a really supportive community. Okay. So last thing before we jump into the giveaway, I love this keychain, and this has been like I said, one of the most valuable things on the go for us. And there is a way that you can get one for free. We host a workshop every week that you can join in at any time. However, if you've thought of any friends or family that you might want to have a workshop together with them, like just a smaller group, usually it's like 3 to 5 people, that you will get one of these for free just by gathering them. We gather online. We have a great workshop for them. You get the keychain, and also you get free product when you host that. And so you might be thinking like coworkers, neighbors, friends, family, church group, pickle, bunko ladies. I don't know what kind of things you do, book club, you name it. But basically, if you've thought of anybody that this would be helpful for, this is a way for you to get a free keychain. And you can just let me know if that's something you wanted to do. And then the last thing is that we do have an incredible team and on the business side. So if you've noticed tonight, I do a lot of reading from a script. So if you're like, how do you know what you know? We actually work from a script. We make sure that it's compliant. And so that way it allows anybody who's new to come in and be able to do what we do. So if you're curious at all about what we do, or you're wondering how do you help other people with their health, or want to just learn more about the business potential, we do find that with inflation in general, most families are trying to get to 7 different streams of income. And so if you're looking for another stream of income and you want to learn potentially how doTERRA could fit that for you, just mention that, just let us know. We're not in the business of convincing. We strictly just give information, and you can decide if it's a great choice or great fit for you. Okay. So let me jump here. We're going to be doing the giveaway. And I'm going to give you a Google form. And part of the reason why I need you to fill out this form is that I have to submit this to doTERRA so that they can send you the other free products that come with the Aroma Touch kit. So that has to be on file with them in order for them to ship them, because it's only going to people who have come to a class that get access to that. So I'm going to put the survey in there, and I will then tell you how you go about claiming the kit. So in the chat, I put the survey. You'll want to click on this and fill it out. So you're going to take probably a couple of minutes and fill this out, and then we will tell you how to get your kit.